everyone. Welcome to another episode of Unfiltered Brew. I'm your host, Katerina, and this is my co-host,
Nora.
Today, we have a special guest, and her name is Alyssa Reik. She is the owner and publisher of Stroll Bratenahl Magazine. Welcome, Alyssa.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you here.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We've been looking to really spotlight people who are doing a lot of really cool shit around the city, and your name came up, and we had to invite you over.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. I'm so happy you guys thought of me.
We know you're a magazine publisher, but tell us more about your backstory, what got you into publishing, and why Bratenahl, and tell our listeners who are not familiar with what Bratenahl is and what area Bratenahl lies in.
Absolutely. So my name is Alyssa Reik. I'm 26 years old. I am a graduate from The Ohio State University. I graduated in 2021 with a degree in marketing. I'm also in the Air National Guard. I've been in for almost 9 years as a public affairs specialist. And last year I decided to launch my own magazine called Stroll, which goes to the beautiful Bratenahl area. Bratenahl is about 10 minutes east of Cleveland. About 500 homes, a very affluent area right on the lake. And it's been a really cool journey.
It's the Hamptons of Ohio, right?
Basically.
Oh my God, I love Bratenahl.
Yeah, when you're there, you forget you're 10 minutes from downtown.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Isn't that crazy how, it just does not even seem like you're in Cleveland, but you're... And the areas around it, it's just
a cute little village.
Yeah.
There's not many businesses at all there. There's beautiful greenery everywhere. It's shaded. It's just so nice.
And it's lakefront.
Yes,
on the lake.
Right on the lake.
And the architecture is beautiful. The history of the houses, very historic, yet very prestigious area. You really do feel like you're in upstate New York.
Yeah, and even when you're on the boat and you're just driving right by it and all the beautiful houses on the shoreway.
You can definitely tell when you're through Bratenahl on the boat.
Oh, yeah. So tell us what inspired you to launch Stroll Bratenahl.
Yeah, so I guess I can start by giving background on how I kind of led to this point, because I had no idea I'd be doing this ever. I had no idea that this would be my career and something I wanted to do for so long. So when I was a senior in high school, I enlisted in the Air Force. I knew I wanted to go to college and go to Ohio State, get a degree. And when I was in high school, I found out about this thing called the Air National Guard. And I'm like, okay, it'd pay for school. And I'll get more into that journey. Yeah. But I went to college. I did the Air Guard at the same time. When I graduated, I was deployed in Kuwait for 6 months. And then after that, I got my first, a big girl job out of college. I moved to Pittsburgh for a year. So that was, an experience for me, because I'm like, I want to live by myself. I want to figure out what I want. And I just kind of took any job I could get. I'm like, I graduated college. Now this is the next step. This is what I have to do. Let me just get any job that I can get. So
what was your first big girl job?
It was like a sales marketing job. It wasn't necessarily what I thought it was, and but I stuck with it for a year. I'm like, pay was fine. Yeah. I was just looking for good pay. I was looking for just something to build my resume. But moving all the way there, I'm like, I'll stick with it for a year. But it was not something I want to do long term. And also, I'll get more into why I did this later. I noticed I work hard at pretty much everything I do, and I notice I'm getting paid the same amount as people who don't necessarily work hard. Yeah. So this really caught my eye, because I'm like, wow, I could really, whatever work I put in, I'm going to see the output of that. Yeah. If I want to get paid more, I make more phone calls, I meet more people. So then after that, I was in DC for 6 months retraining for a new military job, which I'll get into. But
okay, so you were kind of still
everywhere
in the National Air Guard while working.
Yes.
Okay, so
I've been in since a senior in high school, doing it part-time.
So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so they would just call you and tell you gotta, be in this place at this time, and then just leave, get off work for a couple months, and then.
Yeah, so basically, I knew when you enlist, they tell you, okay, you're going to do 1 weekend a month. Every month you go to your base. Yeah. Mine's in Mansfield. And then you do 2 weeks every year. So I've gotten to go to a lot of cool places, England, South Korea, Guam. So they'll send you, but you get notified. So you kind of work your life around the military because that does come first. And then when I was deployed, I had like a year notice, but not everybody gets that. So, that could happen, but don't want to think about anything like that. Yeah. But and so I had after DC and stuff, I'm like, okay, this is the first time I wasn't doing anything since I graduated. This is my first break, so I needed to start applying to jobs. So I got on LinkedIn, and I was just applying, and it took me 4 months. And for anyone applying for jobs right now knows how hard it is. Yeah. The market is terrible. Yep. I applied probably over 200 jobs. I felt like I had a really decent resume, and I was putting myself out there. At that time, I was just mass applying. Yeah. One day, I get an email from the N2 company, and I'm like, I don't remember applying to that job.
Can you explain what the N2 company is real quick?
Yeah, so the N2 company is basically a parent company for a family of brands that involve local targeted magazines sent to a specific audience. So, there's multiple different brands under the N2 company. The one that I own is Stroll. So Stroll is a private monthly magazine that goes to affluent areas all across the U.S. There are about 500 of them. So I started the one in Bratenahl. So I learned about this opportunity, and I knew it wasn't your regular 9-to-5 collect a paycheck type job, and that it would take a lot more work. But I thought to myself, if I could pull this off, like if I could actually do this is something I want to do for my career. Yeah. So I did.
And why did you choose Bratenahl?
Yeah, so there are certain like open areas that are available that the company kind of seeks out for you. Yeah. Honestly, like they told me you could pick Bratenahl or this other area, and I'm like, well, I kind of know Bratenahl. It's 20 minutes from my house. I honestly didn't know much about it, but I kind of took a chance, and I was like, okay, it's 500 homes, really nice. Let's just do it. I just wanted to be a business owner, and then now that I have, networked within the community and met all these people, I'm really glad that I chose that area, or I was able to get that area.
So like just looking through the magazine itself, you have a bunch, you see on the cover is husband and wife. And so how do you know which families you choose? And how do you go about choosing who you want to put on the cover or even in the magazine itself?
So it's really funny because your first, those 4 months you're basically selling, and all you're focusing on is getting enough businesses in there to, break even and make enough profit for it to actually exist. So those 4 months, about 90% of that, I'm like, okay, I'm selling, I'm getting it. And then
you're making money through the ads.
Yeah, so
the ads are in the magazine right now.
Yeah, the ads are how it gets paid for, and then you could profit, and then the more businesses you get, you can add more pages onto it. So It's just kind of grows from there, as big as you want, essentially. And then, so that's all I was focusing on. And then I was about a month away from launching, and my coach, everyone gets a coach when you start. She goes, well, you have a month to get all your content ready for it to be launched. And I'm like, I know no one in Bratenahl. How the hell am I going to find a family?
Right.
So I was freaking out a little bit, but I'm like, well, I've already worked hard enough to get to this point. I can't stop now. I have to get a family. So
I door to door.
Door knocking.
Well, I did what most teenage girls would do, is creep on Facebook. So I literally went on Facebook.
We know about creeping.
Yeah. Lives in Bratenahl. Who's in Bratenahl? And I found this beautiful family. She now has 7 kids. And
And is this the person?
No, this is my most recent.
This
is my first issue.
I saw it on the Instagram with her 7 kids. I think I did.
By the way, everyone, this is it.
Front. So the first one, I just found this family, and thank God they had a mutual with me. Yeah. So I reached out to this guy. I'm like, hey, do you think you could network me in here? And thankfully they responded, and I had to sell the idea of this magazine that hadn't even existed yet. And by the way, do you want to be on the cover of it?
Yeah, with your 7 kids.
Right. Do you want to be on the cover? And they've been so gracious. They invited me in their home. I interviewed her, and she's like, this is my family. This is how long I've lived here. If you ever need anything. And I go, actually, if you have any referrals, so she gave me another family who gave me a pet. And
it just was like a domino effect.
Just kind of snowballed. But now I'm to the point, and that was the beginning of me just networking, being aggressive with it. Hey, and not everyone's interested because people are private and they're skeptical. And that's fair. And that's what I expected. So now I'm to the point where I get emails every month. Hey, can we put our family? My neighbor had a baby.
Yeah.
My dog wants to be in here. And, so that it's been cool to see that kind of blossom for sure.
And the Stroll magazine, how's it get distributed?
Yeah, in the mail.
In the mail.
So all I do is I get the businesses, I get the content, and I approve it, and the company sends it out through the postal service.
Really?
Oh, wow.
All 500 houses. First of all, I didn't even realize how small Bratenahl is.
500
Respectively,
yeah.
So it's niche, very niche.
But that's like a plus.
A plus, right? Exactly.
Because
so you're
it's
the only one doing this around there, probably, right?
Yeah. Well,
Have you heard like feedback? How is like the families like that are involved in this magazine? Like, have they said anything about it, or how did they respond to it? Or?
Yeah, so when I started, I wasn't hearing much. And then I will meet with people in person. Oh, I was just talking to my neighbor. I was just talking to this person. We love your magazine. And, I'm like, I wish I could hear all the conversations. Yeah. So it was funny because there are times where I hear a lot from residents and then it kind of drops off. And then you start to doubt yourself. Like, do people even like this anymore? Am I just producing something for people and they don't even care about it? And then it was funny because I work pretty closely with the community center. Mike, shout out, who runs the community center in Bratenahl. So he'll host events, and I'll try to go to him as much as I can and, put pictures in here. And he was in charge of the Memorial Day parade in Bratenahl. He goes, oh, do you want to be in it? I
just see that, yeah.
Yeah, so my dad helped me. We got a convertible, put Stroll on the side, throwing out candy.
I love that.
Yeah, and then as we're driving through, and I get people who I've never seen before. Oh my God, I love Stroll. You're the Stroll girl, and I'm
the
like,
face behind the Stroll.
Yeah,
right?
It was just so reassuring to see. I'm like, oh my God, everyone knows what this is.
Yeah.
I was like beaming by the end of that parade.
They probably never had anything like this in that area, in that village.
Yeah.
They have a quarterly magazine called The Lamplighter, which offer every publishing company and every form of advertising offers its own thing. This is definitely personable. It's all about them. I don't do any politics. It's just I barely write it. They write it for me.
They write themselves,
basically.
Which is kind of nice and neat. Let's say if you're living in that area and you get to know about your neighbors that you might not even know about.
Right.
And everyone gets to know each other on a more deeper and a personal level. And I think that's sweet. I think what you're doing is bringing a community together in a really good way.
Thank you. I mean, and that's the founders of the N2 company. Their whole goal, they started 20 years ago with nothing out of their garage. Earl Seals and Dwayne Hickson are the owners. Yeah. And they saw these affluent areas, and people who live in these areas are typically very private, but they also want to know their neighbors. So their whole idea was, how can we make a neighborhood into a community? In the bottom of each magazine says delivering neighborhood connections.
Oh, that's amazing. The whole goal. That's amazing. Right.
So why, before you got into Stroll, did you think about how we're in such a digital media environment right now? Did you think people were gonna respond well to a print magazine? How did you go about it? How did you tell yourself, okay, no, I need to do this?
So when I started this, I'm like, do people even read magazines anymore?
Right.
I'm 26 years old. I didn't even know these were still a thing. So, think about when you're scrolling on social media, I think ads and these things get very overwhelming. When you look at ads and content, you're scrolling and you see everybody and you see too much, and it's just overwhelming with ads and people you barely even know anymore. So the whole premise of this is it's personable. So not only do we want to bring neighborhoods together and make them communities, these neighborhoods typically have a hard time being seen by business, or businesses have a hard time being seen by them. So the reason that businesses want to be in these is because it is personable. And over the past 20 years, it's grown every single year. It started in 2004. Even in 2008, during the recession, it still grew because people in these areas don't necessarily stop buying. Yeah. So for a business to be in front of these areas during those times is really important. So when I sign on a client or a new business, it's not like they're just looking for immediate calls like you would with Google Ads and things like that. Hey, do you want to be a part of this community? Yeah. Do you want to be seen by the time they might need a roofer, a landscaper, a car dealership? So
for example, if a roofer wants to get into your magazine, do they sign on like a contract to be in multiple months?
Yeah.
Not just one issue, right?
Right.
Okay.
We do 12, 24, 36 month contracts because one, it takes time for
You
people
want
to
a
see
retainer,
it.
right?
Yeah, and
True, right?
it takes, all you're doing is building that word of mouth. A lot of my
Yeah.
businesses haven't really advertised because word of mouth is the biggest thing for them.
And you know what? A lot of local businesses like mama and pop's business, I've noticed, they're still uncomfortable getting into the whole digital marketing space, like social media. I've met a lot of like restaurant owners who I try to pitch, getting on social media, and they're like, oh no, we're old school,
Right.
we don't get into social media, we don't do any of that. So
Right.
Yeah,
this
it
is great for those type of families too who want to just go the classic route,
Right.
traditional route of being in a magazine. And I'm sure there's so many people out there.
We do
that-
offer like digital stuff
Yeah.
as well, but this
Yeah.
is like the main,
This is
the
the
main
main
piece.
focus.
Yeah. So we do offer some digital stuff, but
Yeah,
yeah,
digital print. Like, can people subscribe online to get like the issue sent to their email? No, so it's all print.
it's all print. So if a new business signs on, they'll get a copy, but it's all print and it's very private to them.
This is nice.
So yeah,
I
so
gotta get Billy's on here. Because Wild Goose is on here.
Yep.
I love that. I love Wild Goose. They have the best pizza, everyone.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening.
Wild Goose is great. The owners of that own like Crawleys.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
own
I know them,
Fiona's.
yeah.
Yep. So yeah, they're great people to have in here, and I want the best businesses in here too.
Yeah.
When you start, you kind of you're just kind of running with it. Like I want everybody in here, but that's not really what you want because it will ruin my credibility if I refer
Right.
the wrong business.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I personally meet with every single business in here, and I make sure, hey, are you going to do a good job? Because families here don't want anyone with muddy boots just walking in their
how
house.
do you
Yeah.
so how do you
Yeah.
do this due diligence? Do you
Yeah.
just meet with the owners and you take their word for it, or do you dig a little deeper?
I'll dig. Like in the beginning, I didn't do as
On, like,
much.
Google reviews and Yelp?
Yeah, I'll look at Google reviews. I've definitely walked out of some meetings because it's like this just isn't a good fit. If you're gonna be rude to me, how are you gonna treat my residents? So I'll take that into account. I look at reviews. I think when you start, the company is just like kind of fire, aim, shoot, or like fire, shoot, aim.
Yeah.
So they just want you to get it going. But you kind of learn like, okay, over time, now I am a lot pickier about who I allow in here. But that's all fairness. You want the best people
Yeah.
for them.
So how do you keep each issue, because you're releasing it on a monthly basis? So first of all, like I have two questions, I guess. When do you have the issue for this month prepared by, and how do you keep it fresh and relevant?
So I work like months ahead. So right now I'm working on August.
Oh, wow,
So
okay.
my July 1st was my deadline to get all my content and ads in for August issue.
Okay.
Or yeah. So and then June 1st was for July. So I work pretty ahead. And then each month all the content is pretty similar. I think when I started it was kind of whatever I could get. I always have had a family and a pet. I'll try to have events, but now that I've grown it from 28 to almost 45 pages next month, you have more and more things kind of come to you. I have like a newborn baby that was born this month in here. I go to more events. I host events as well with my businesses. And
You do?
and that's pretty awesome too to get, businesses want to meet the residents. Residents
You
want,
do like a little meetup?
Yeah.
Community meetup? Oh.
yep. I'm about to do my third one here in September. Moving Ahead Services, one of my clients, it has a pickleball event coming up. So
Where do you
Amazing.
usually?
Can we come play pickleball?
Yeah. Where do you usually host these events?
Yeah.
At certain places, or
My
do
first
you
one-
rent
yeah.
a certain area, or
Well, I don't have to pay for anything. The residents don't have to pay, or like that's the whole goal. So I worked with restaurants. So my first one was at Mama Santa's in Little Italy.
I was just there for
there.
July 4th.
I honestly wasn't super familiar with Little Italy.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, this place is close enough
That
to
could be your
Bratenahl.
next little project.
Yeah, I was like, this place is close enough. I think
Yeah.
residents might come to this. So I met with the restaurant, and basically we do a barter. So I'm like, hey, if you provide pizza, I'll like write an article about your
Right, like
how
exchanging services.
yeah, like everyone, like about how much everyone enjoyed the ambiance, the food, and like they get a lot of Bratenahl residents, so they had no problem doing that.
Wow.
So my next one was hosted by a resident at Thai Fun, which was a Thai restaurant, and one of the residents there, Jessie Sika, she owns a Thai restaurant in Cleveland.
So she hosted the...
Yep, she provided all the food, and residents and business owners pay for drinks and tips.
That's what's nice about community too. They are willing to do that for the sake of growing their community and helping business owners like you. This is incredible.
And it was just cool to like host these events and be in a room and just know like everyone's in here because of me, because I created something from nothing. So like that's been, and then just to be able to, you know, have everyone have their own little experience. I mean, hey, come over, get free food, meet some people, you know.
So how do you approach like building those partnerships with the businesses that are in this magazine right now?
Yeah, so starting, I was literally doing so many cold calls. I was going on Google essentially and just finding businesses and calling and trying to get past the gatekeeper or someone at the front desk and just getting to the owner. Now that I've gone on, I get a lot of referrals. I'm in a networking group, like a BNI group, and I'm not even necessarily in there for the referrals. I'm in there because I like to be around business owners.
What's
who
BNI, Bratenahl Networking?
No, business networking something.
Okay.
It's just a group I was invited to, and I like to be around business owners who have been around, who've owned businesses the same amount of time I've been alive. That way I'm like, I just want to listen. I want to pick your brain. I want to know how I can be better and expand. And I go to a lot of events, and I don't go necessarily to just get sales and to just get people. I just want my name to get out there. I want to, you know, meet different awesome people and just to connect. And that's what's kind of made me as successful, is just meeting with the right people and getting referrals. I still do a lot of cold calling, don't get me wrong.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
People, I mean, that's part of owning a business, right?
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, but you want to make the hard part easier, which no one really likes cold calling.
Yeah.
It's not super fun.
I want to go back to like the military, and like, can you tell me more about that experience?
Yeah. I love to talk about it. I've been in for almost 9 years. It'll be 9 in September, which is crazy. My first year didn't really count because I enlisted when I was like a senior in high school. So you're kind of shadowing. I was like, my first year, I was just kind of shadowing. I wasn't even in. Okay. Like you're enlisted, but you hadn't gone through training yet. So once I graduated high school, I went immediately to basic training, which is 8 weeks in Texas, and then to tech school. And my first job in the military was in civil engineering because I just didn't care what my job was. I just said, I want to be in, I want college paid for, and that's why a lot of people join. And I don't just give me something. And that was my first job. So I went 1 week in a month in Mansfield, and then I had been sent to like South Korea. Every year I'd go somewhere, whether that was in the US. England was a really cool one. I've been blessed with a lot of actually cool trips. And then right when I graduated, like I said, like I was in Kuwait for 6 months. So you're basically doing your job in 125-degree heat.
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
I can vouch for that weather. Yeah.
You're just working in the desert. I mean, the relationships that I've built while I've been in have been insane. A lot of my best friends I've met through this. But I was I wanted to get out for a while because I just thought like once I'm done with college, like I have had a lot of cool experiences, but like I don't know if I want to do this forever.
Yeah.
But after I was deployed, I'm like, no, I love being in the military. I think this is a part of me now, and I don't think I'm like ready to let it go. So, but I said to myself, like, if I'm going to stay in, I want to do something that I really am good at and I really want to do. Not that I wasn't good at my other job, but I wasn't passionate about it. I was.
Yeah, you wanted to feel fulfilled.
I was doing work orders. I was working with like plumbers and HVAC guys. Like it wasn't.
I've been there.
It was cool. Like if you were with cool people, but not forever. And. So after a deployment in Pittsburgh, I decided to cross-train. So you can basically retrain for a new job. So I decided I'm going to do public affairs, which is like...
And you get to choose, or did they give you like options? Like, here's 3 options, pick one.
So public affairs was something that I was really interested in, and I was grateful that there was a spot opened. Okay. I don't know if I would have stayed in if that was the only thing I really wanted to do. Because like thinking about all the other jobs like this one, I really wanted to do. Because you're basically basically a broadcast journalist for the military. I get to interview everyone. I get to do photos.
That's cool.
I'm trained in photo, video, graphics. I do press releases. So every job in the military, I get to see the coolest part of what they do and meet with everybody and report. We're like the liaison between military and the public. So we get to communicate what's going on.
So being deployed, like, how did that feel? Like, you know, knowing you got a phone call, like you're getting deployed, like, was it scary? Was it nerve-wracking?
At first, yeah, because when you think of deployment, you think of movies and like being on the front lines and like shooting and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
That's where my brain would go.
Right.
I would automatically think of like the worst.
It wasn't like that for me, at least. And, you know, I've met so many people who have really seen stuff and really been in these situations. So me being deployed, it really wasn't anything. I was essentially doing my job, and we were there during a crazy time, and I was around crazy stuff, but I was really just doing my job, you know, in a different country, and you're supporting a bigger mission, and all the stuff that you're being trained for. I was in Mansfield, my 1 week and a month, you kind of put into effect when you're in these deployed locations. So that's the whole point of it. That's what you've been training for. So it was a really cool experience. I met a lot of awesome people. It was really, my mom hated the idea of me going.
Family reacting.
Yeah, my dad is like gung-ho, and he was in the Navy. He like loves that I'm in.
Yeah.
And so he was just proud of me for going. My mom was like, "You're never leaving again."
Are you an only child?
No, I have 2 younger siblings. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, but you're the eldest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're not in. My dad's trying to get my brother in, and he's like, I don't know, I don't think so. And I was like, it's not for everybody.
No,
it's
not.
yeah.
I know people that like got in and got out. Mm-hmm. They couldn't handle the mental, not the physical stress, like the mental stress.
Well, that's a huge thing that I wanted to talk about, because this was my experience in the military. I think has shaped me into being able to do this for a couple reasons. One was just discipline. Like, you can't, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. Mm-hmm. You have to care while you're there, because you're you're not just doing something small. Even if you are, it's part of something so much bigger. Like, you have to care. So just learning that discipline and being able to turn it into what I do now and being a business owner. A lot of people open these magazines and kind of put their feet up. Oh, I made it through. I did not really grow it. But I'm like, if I can treat this like a 9-to-5 job and just have the discipline and just keep doing the work like I would in any other job, why can't I?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, you know, you mentioned the military has trained you to become, or like helped you shape the way you treat this as a business. Mm-hmm. What was like one of the biggest challenges in the military that you got through?
I mean, the military, they literally tell you when to take a step when you start. Like, when you're marching, they'll tell you when to take a step. You always know what you're doing. Someone's always telling you what to do. With this, I have no one breathing over my neck. No one's going to care if I grow this. So the biggest challenge was like, I'm the only one that I have to rely on. So no one's going to care if I grow this to 70 pages. Yeah. No one's going to care if I hit my financial goals. The residents love it, but I don't know if they all will care if I grow this as much as I want to. So, I mean, I've just taken that and that discipline from that and turned it into this, and just try to, rely on myself. No one else is going to care. And that's and even the 4-month thing, the going through the 4-month time zone of not getting a paycheck.
So what kept you pushing every morning?
Yeah. Oh, it's like you got to do the hard thing now to have it easier later. Yeah. So that I just like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm like, I can work really hard now and have a great career and reach my financial goals and own my own business. Or, 4 months is going to pass whether I do this or not. So why not do it and just try? Same thing with anything in life, fitness or anything. Right. I can work hard now and have an easy life, or I could take it easy now and try to play catch up later. Yeah.
So, people tend to like glamorize being a founder, an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
What would you tell someone who's trying to get into starting a business right now? Because I know everything's glamorized on social media right now. You own a business, but you have to wear so many different hats. Mm-hmm. You're the marketer, you're the salesperson, you're the door knocker, you said you do some editing too, right?
Yeah, so like we'll do like the photos and all that fun
How do you manage like wearing all those different hats?
So over time, I have someone who takes care of my ad stuff. I want to hire someone else to take care of the content, even though I do like doing it.
Yeah.
If I really do want to grow, I have to have more help. I like doing a lot of these things, but a big challenge for me, especially like if someone's a business owner and they're in like sales, my biggest challenge was like I wanted this to happen so bad that I would meet with all these businesses and I would get you get so many no's, and just taking no for an answer was so hard because I'm like, look at this cool thing I'm doing. Like, how do you not see how amazing this is? And then the no's, like I would take personally in the beginning. You cannot do that because it has nothing to do with you. It could be their business just might not be a good fit for it. There are some people who are just rude, but that's not always the case. It's just this isn't a good fit for everybody, and it's my job to find that and just pushing through. And every no is closer to a yes. And then every yes is closer to as much as I need to get it going. So just, it's a roller coaster. There were a lot of tears when I started this. It took me, 15 appointments to get my first yes. And you just have to keep trusting in the program. And I'm lucky enough to have a program that knows that this works. Not everybody has that. This is a great opportunity just because you have people who know all the tools for you to be successful. Yeah. Not everybody has that. So I had to put all my trust in that program that this was going to work, even though I hadn't seen it yet. Like, this has to work. But
and you have the resilience too.
I try.
Right. Not everyone has that. We've gone through a similar thing starting this podcast. Like a year ago, we talked about it, and then we pushed it off to the side, and then the conversation came back again in the fall, and like we started just shooting out of our room, like your bedroom. Yeah. And
think about the Call Daddy podcast. They were from like a crappy apartment.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I definitely agree.
I don't want you guys to split up like them, but
We're not.
We're a blonde and brunette.
Yeah. I wonder what the other girl does now.
She has her own podcast.
They both have their podcast?
Yeah. Yes.
Sophia.
Sophia with an F has hers still.
And then Alex Cooper
had like launched, and she's like
a
billionaire.
I'm really, really proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm getting to know you through this episode, but I'm really proud of where you've come, and a lot of the information that you've shared with us has honestly like resonated a lot with me, including us with our background, with our life, and with the podcast, and with my job, her job. It just. It's definitely resonated, and I agree. Like, you are in charge of your life. Like, you are the one that's gonna make things happen. Like, no one is going to care if you start something, if you continue to grow whatever you're wanting to grow. It's you. It's on you. You're the one that has to work hard to make things happen. No one's gonna pick you up and be like, hey, let's get you here. No, you have to do it on your own. And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
How far you've come.
Thank you guys so much.
Very inspirational.
And it's so hard to even start a podcast. Like, you have to start something from nothing. What are we going to call it? Where are we going to do it? Who are we going to have on? What the hell are we going to talk about? Right. And having that creativity and that mindset is also something to be really proud of. So I totally get like starting something from nothing and having, I don't know if you've experienced this, like people probably think you're crazy. Oh, yeah. Like everyone, and just having all the opinions around you.
People, honestly, like that's okay. Like people can think we're crazy, but like we have a dream and that's our dream and no one has to prove it or like it.
Absolutely.
No one's forcing you to like what I like. You should like what you like.
Absolutely.
But hey, if you're getting people to talk, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, you're right. 100%. But, so do you think, are you going to go, now that you've done Bratenahl, and do you think you're going to go into other neighborhoods and start that? Like, what about Tremont? I think Tremont would be cute.
So if you asked me 6 months ago, I would have been like, hell no. Like, I just did one, leave me alone. Like, I don't even want to think about starting another. But things have happened really fast and things have grown, as much as I've wanted them to and more. So once I hire someone to take care of my content and once I hit my next financial goal, it's definitely not out of the question. I think in a year or two, I'd probably start to do another one. I think Highland Heights is an open area for Stroll.
Okay.
I would love to do something like that.
Is Highland near Medina? Like
It's
No, it's
south.
like by Mayfield.
Oh, is it
Highland
by-
Heights
Yeah, like
by Mayfield area.
Okay.
But now I'm coaching, so I just
Beechwood,
started
yeah.
coaching people who are launching these. So
Really?
I get to, help people. But I see I don't see people like hungry for like, that's been my struggle. Like I don't care what your background is. I don't care what you've done before this. But if you want this to happen, it'll happen. If you have a plan B, it won't happen. Because everyone who tells me, like, well, I have this other job, but I'm going to try this out, you're not gonna. Because the second things get hard, you're going to go back on your plan B. Yeah. And that's been, that's frustrating, but I can't wait to find more people who are just hungry to start these and just give them the tools to help them. But so I'm doing,
guys, if everybody's listening, she's mentoring and coaching.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that's been, my next step has been coaching, and a year or two, I hope to do another one. And
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll be on the cover of one of those magazines.
I hope so.
Once you do downtown Cleveland.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So with you being I keep going back to the military because I'm just so intrigued. Like I love that for you. So can you like get out of it now, or are you in a contract right now, or can you just?
Yeah. So when you first enlist, in the Guard, you have to do at least 6 years, and you're locked in for that. I could get out after you accomplish that. You can get out anytime now, but I'm probably going to do at least 20. I'm definitely doing at least 20 years at this point because I love my job. I love people I work with. I love, like, I went to Guam a few months ago.
Wow.
And I got to.
Really? So how do you manage leaving and then coming back and work and continuing?
Well, the cool thing with this job is that I can take as much time off as I want. And that's something that if I'm coaching someone, they'll be like, well, I like the flexibility of this job. But I'm like, that's something you earn. So like I got to the point where I can, if I want a week off, like I'll just take a week off. But you don't want to do that all the time because like I have goals and I don't want
to keep those issues coming out monthly, right?
Yeah, like I would still keep the issues, but if I want to add more businesses on, I have to put in that work and content.
Go find them and contact and all that, So
I was able to, it was 2 weeks, so it was supposed to be a month, and I'm like, a month would be a lot, but I could do it if I wanted to. But 2 weeks, I'm just like, all right, I'll have everything ready for my next issue. Let me go. I'll do what I can when I get back, and
So to ask a question. Do you think military men are toxic?
Let's get a little unfiltered here.
So
do you think they're a red flag? I've heard that they're a red flag.
So I'm dating one right now.
Okay.
Does he have hot friends?
But he's not, but I have been with other toxic military men. Yeah. So when I was deployed, there was a lot of cheating. It's a lot of the stereotypes are true. They're not all men, not all of them. Not all of them, but there's stereotypes for a reason with them. When you think about the problem with being deployed with a lot of married men is that as soon as you leave, let's say you have a kid, you go to this new place, you're your own person again. You don't have to worry about this. And then you meet another person and you're like, you forget about everything back home. And you're like, well, this girl's nice to me, so let me just throw my whole life away and go do this. Yeah. So that you see, even like some of the good ones, you're like, come on,
why are you gonna be that way?
Don't do that.
But it also
let me ask you this: do the girls know?
Yeah, they all know. I've never been in that situation, but I've seen a lot. I've seen everything. It's really sad.
I feel like it could also be vice versa too with girls.
Oh,
like,
the girls and guys.
So like, there's no way to control it, right? I mean, at this point, you can't separate.
No, I mean, when you're like in basic training, they separate you, but there are ways. Like when I was in basic, there was this Beast Week day, and you're kind of all together, and they call them Beast Babies. Because like people will go have sex in the porta potty.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like people will find a way. I've heard a lot of stuff.
Are there any repercussions to getting caught?
Yeah, so Marines have like really. So the UCMJ is like
are very.
Yeah, like
intense.
There are a lot of sad things that I've met girls, 21-year-olds who've been divorced in the military. I mean, you got to think like a lot of these people are right out of high school. They've never experienced
life.
And then you meet someone, you think you found your person. And also when you're married in the military, you get like more money and you get housing. True. And there's like benefits to getting married. Yeah. But there's a lot of divorce that comes with that as well. A lot of people have kids really young. you know, and when I was in tech school, I had a little tech school boyfriend, and but it's because it's just so easy to get caught up in that. I mean, I've dated military guys, and you know, I wish them all the best, and you know, they were great in my life at that point in my life, and I've grown now to find someone who matches my values, and I'm like, okay, like this is like, you know, this is a good one. I have a really good one, but it is, you know, military's hard though. You got to know how to pick them. But you know, it is nice to have someone who relates to you with all those experiences too.
Morals and values.
Yeah.
I mean, going into the military, you have to have also some sort of, like I said earlier, like resilience and discipline.
And not everybody's like that. Girls and guys do it. Cheating is a thing. I mean, workplaces. Yeah. It's very common in all workplaces, but I think it's just such a different mindset when you're gone, and it is really sad. And I don't want to like shame anything, and everyone has their own experiences and things like that. But yeah, it is sad to see when you see it.
What's the biggest red flag
In a military guy? Mustache.
Oh my God.
Or
it's coming back now.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to get a mustache for the summer for some reason.
Yeah, but I liked them, but now I don't so much anymore. Yeah. Don't so much anymore.
Mustache. I feel like, now that I think about it,
the most toxic branch is
Marines.
Yeah, Marines are the most toxic.
Talked to a few military guys, and I think they've had a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I kind of think a mustache is kind of cute.
Well, they take it. It's like their personality trait.
Yeah,
it's like, this is my personality.
It comes with the job,
and it's like they get so much respect from other guys if you have a good mustache.
Really?
Oh yeah, they like if you have a good mustache, like guys like you. Like, dude, how'd you do that? But Marines, I think there's just a level of like testosterone that just like cannot be broken. Like they're just bunch of, you know, jarheads just like wanting to fight and get out there. And
is it true that the Marines training, training is the
Marines
toughest?
Marines is definitely the toughest branch. If you ask about the Air Force, it's like the bougiest.
Really?
Yeah, like if we get sent somewhere, we're getting like hotels.
Really?
Typically.
Okay.
You know, it's definitely, so when I was sent to Kuwait, like we stayed in like RLBs, which are relocatable like buildings, and they're like shipping containers, like what you'd see like on a train.
Okay.
And it's just like a box. So I get there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be here for 6 months. Like I'm like complaining. Then the Marines got to our base, and they're in these buildings that need to be demolished. They have holes, they have bugs, they have mold, and they're like,
oh my God,
these are the nicest buildings we've ever stayed in. That's the difference. And I'm like, I gotta shut my mouth. I sound so bougie right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like that was crazy. Like they're like, this is the best base we've ever been to, and I'm just like complaining, and I'm like, I have to get it together because there are people dying, and I'm, you know, I have it pretty good.
But like each branch then has different basic training, right?
Yeah.
And how did you get through your basic? Because I've heard some like really intense things with the Marines. Like a lot of people just try to leave after basic training because it's just so emotionally.
Yeah.
Some people can't even make it through. Like the boot camp.
Boot camp is really not hard. I mean,
is it like the movies where you could see him screaming at you? And
Marines is really intense.
Wake you up at night,
right?
4 a.m.
Yeah, so Marines is more like that. If the movies you've seen is probably Marines, where they're all standing in line by their beds.
Yes.
Air Force is like we're waking up at like 5:45. You go to PT, you eat, you march, you go to class, you do this, that, and the other. And it's just like a jam-packed day. You go to bed at 9. It's really not hard. Like the first 2 weeks I kind of blacked out because you're getting yelled at the most. But I kind of went in prepared. I knew like it was all a show. And
so it's true, you do get yelled at.
Yeah, but sometimes like a hot MTI will yell at you and you'll be like,
yell at me anytime you want.
Tell me what I did wrong, please.
I love it.
I should just go throw myself in the military just so I can get yelled at by them. Just kidding.
No, yeah, it really is not hard. Like Air Force is not, like when you're in there you want to leave, but then you're like, that wasn't bad. Okay. It's really not.
So
all right.
This was like
it was such a good episode.
I loved getting to know you and
your journey,
I can't wait to see what you have coming for you.
Thank you guys. I'm so happy you guys had me, and I'm happy to see where this kind of takes off. I'll continue listening, and I'll keep an eye out on anyone who'd be cool to interview.
Back in like a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which issue is this? This is
July.
July, and which number?
This is September will be the 1 year anniversary, which I'm doing something a little special for. I'm excited.
Oh, I
can't wait
love
to
this
hear
so
all
much.
about
I can't
it.
wait. We're very proud of you, and thank you for coming on and sharing your journey and your story. We're very inspired by you, and we wish you all the best in this world, and your magazine continue to grow and grow and grow, and more businesses, more
Yeah, and if anybody,
cities, and
Thank you,
even
guys.
countries.
would
Shoot
you like
for
to
the
tell our
stars, girl.
listeners, how can they get into Stroll if they want to reach out to you?
Yeah, go to the N2 company, apply. Anyone can apply. You don't need to have a degree. You just have the willingness to learn. The only fee you got to pay up front is some sweat and tears, maybe a little bit. But yeah, if you want to do this, it's definitely a possibility. You just got to be willing to put in the work. And I'd love to coach you if you're in the Ohio area.
Yeah, and if there's any local businesses who want to be featured in Stroll Bratenahl, shoot
me an
Alyssa.
email, alyssa.reik@strollmag.com.
You
And
guys, I'm obsessed. Look how cute.
thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe and follow. We're going to put everybody's details.
And share. We love you. Thank you
Love
for
you guys.
listening. Till next time.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.